Welcome everyone, Shkarterio here. So this was the first round for the GTWS Manufacturers Cup Exhibition 3. So this is round 1 at Spa-Francorchamps. So let's see how we did in this race. So starting in P12. Qualifying as usual didn't really go very well. It's a 20-lap race. In terms of weather, I'm not really sure if the weather is fixed or not, but in this race we had a lot of rain. So I only did one race, so I'm not really sure if the weather is random or not. In the beginning everyone was on racing medium tires, so in this race there is one pit stop required. So Max, that I passed just now, he was the only driver on intermediate tires at the beginning of the race. Second penalty there. It made me lose a bit of time, but I was still close to Mudzi. And Max quit the race because he was going to pit for being on the intermediate tires. So 14 drivers left by this point. So again, as you can see, I chose to represent Citroen. So again, since I started driving on GT7. Like at the beginning I started with Subaru. Recently I have been using Citroen for most of the time, since I really like the car, and most of the time it's really stable. Even though in terms of fuel consumption it's not really very good. It tends to use a lot of fuel compared to some of the other brands. Gives him a bit of bump drop there, since he was also trying to pass Andy in the straight. Here I had a poor exit, and Mahan so managed to overtake me. Had a half-second penalty, so I'm going to get that position back. Most of us usually still close together, well apart from P1, which already had a huge advantage over the rest of the pack. Also by this time on the map, I could already see that there was some rain coming probably in the next 2 laps or so. So I decided to pit since the rain was starting to get really close. I didn't really want to risk it. Also had to put a bit more fuel in. Since you will also have to save a lot of fuel for this race. Although I think I ended up putting too much fuel in. So as you can see, the beginning of lap 5, so it was already raining. And also Marin went for the same strategy as mine, so he also pitted at the end of lap 4. He went for the rain tires or the wet tires, but I decided to go on the intermediate tires. So I knew Marin would be faster than me, at least during this part of the race, since it was going to rain a lot, so he had the better tires. So, but since I didn't really know the strategy, so I was thinking that I should probably use the intermediates to see if I could maybe take them to the end of the race, see if I could manage them. Here also got a half-a-second penalty for hitting the track there. So yeah, here I was starting to struggle my car because of the rain, and all the track was starting to get really wet. So here I just let Mudzi go. He was also on the wet tires. So that's that he didn't change tires. He's struggling a lot. Still on the racing medium tires. So as Liam, Angel was on the intermediate tires, so he went for the same strategy as mine. Lorvas as well. Those two we're just pitting now at the end of lap 6. Jerry on the intermediates, Ace on the intermediates, Lorvas on the intermediates, Dr. Torque as well on the intermediate tires, ST, Angel, so just Mudzi and Maha on the wet tires, and so AB was also on the intermediate tires, so I'm guessing this was probably the best strategy, I guess. Even though during this part of the race I'm going to be struggling a lot, and Maha is going to catch me really quickly. I just let the Belgian driver pass. There isn't really no point in fighting, because we would just lose a lot of time. Some accidents, but not enough for me to gain a position. Now P9, even though I started in P12, so it was already an improvement. And so as you can see in the map there, so I was still with the pack and that big group. struggling a lot to get some grip. So the Belgian driver okay, so this was when he was the leader. Oh no. Yeah, at some point I think he was leader, but here he lost control of the car. Yep. Yeah, Fuel Rouge and Radeon. Like I said, so the drivers with the wet tires, so the Belgian driver and not the British driver, so they were starting to gain a lot of positions. So I guess maybe their strategy was probably the best. Because the drivers were struggling. Problems again. Also, the Lamborghini is not really an easy car to drive. Side by side there. Mercedes had a problem there, and then he also decided to quit the race. Only 12 drivers left in this race. The torque there with a huge dive into that corner, but he managed to stick it, so it was a good overtake. But like I said, I mean, I also knew that he was fast, so I didn't really want to have an unnecessary fight with him. So back to P8. Also looking at the map, I knew that only 80 would probably catch us. The other ones were too far behind. So basically the fight is going to be between us. But we're already P3 and P4, so with the wet tires, their strategy really benefited them. So AD was starting to catch us of the Renault RS01. From what I've tried a few times, so it's also really nice on the rain. very stable car. Okay, so the three of us were still fighting here, trying to... Well, I wasn't fighting, I was just enjoying the fight ahead of me. So between the two British drivers. I made a small mistake there. I lost the position to AD. So also, as you can see, my laps were around 2:45 in these conditions. So I guess yeah, he was really fast. He was doing 2:42 in the RS01. 2:40 for Muzzy, but he was on rain tires, wet tires, Marin as well, so let's do a 2:41. 2:43, no, 2:41 as well, I believe. It's 2:44, and I still needed to improve. slight connection problem, maybe lag or something like that. So I had to brake much more than I was expecting, because I thought I was going to hit him. That slight lag, so I was trying to be also careful not to hit the British driver. As you can see, so again, like I said, so it's a B-rated lobby, so we are all B, and S in terms of sportsmanship rating. Let me guess it. In general, so we are clean drivers, so as you can see, so most of the races also that I have shown you previously. So normally not many, so you can usually see a lot of dirty drivers, for example. Most of the races are very clean, so people tend to respect each other in the races. So there I just decided to show my nose, or the nose of the car, see if he will try to brake later. So, but I think I was doing really well. So his tires were actually better than mine. Even though I don't know why, but he appeared to be struggling a bit. But I was starting to feel like we were losing a bit of time. I was starting to feel like I was faster than he was, but couldn't really overtake because the road was still very slippery, so it was very difficult to overtake. I had to be really close during the along the straights in order to catch him in the slipstream. Beginning of lap 16, I think by this point there wasn't any rain anymore. if I was to do this race again, I would probably maybe try to use the wet tires. Because we had a lot of rain during this race, but like I said, I'm not really sure if the weather is fixed or not, or if the weather is random. Yeah, but if the race was like this again, I would probably try the wet tires, because it worked out really well for the Belgian and British drivers. So P3 and 4, so they were really fast in that part of the race. Getting up lap 17, we're starting to lose a bit of time to the pack ahead. So he did a 2:23.5 in the last lap. I did a 2:33.3. Yeah, so I was slightly faster than him. Again, he makes a slight mistake there. He's trying to take advantage, but like I said, there's really no overtaking spot there. So I was thinking about forcing it through the chicane, but couldn't really do it. So like I said, a bit hard. The track was still wet in some of the places. Still had really great tires. So maybe because he pitted a lap later than I did. trying to push as much as I could because I knew that we only had 2 more laps after this one. I needed to push to see if I could at least get P8. But something really surprising is about to happen. Like I said, we were fighting for P8. It was a nice fight. And then just suddenly, well, I wasn't really expecting, so he just decided to pit. It was because of the fuel. Okay, so I thought it was because of the tires, but it wasn't. It was because of the fuel. Okay, so he didn't have enough fuel to go to the end. Yeah, so I wasn't really expecting that, and I thought he had fuel, so the first time that he pitted, so I didn't realize that. I managed to gain 1 more position. P8 after starting in P12 wasn't really that bad. Trying to catch AD, so I could see that I was also being faster than him, because I started looking at my time and I started gaining. I'm going to gain, and you can just check. So his time, so on lap 19. Does 2:30, and I do it 2:28.3. Yeah, so I was starting to catch him. Almost 2 seconds faster, or 2 seconds faster. So, but unfortunately, like I said, I was bit held up by Angel before, so we lost a bit of time there, so I couldn't really recover in time to get 7th place. slight mistake there. Like I said, I'm not really that far from this pack, so up to P3. But unfortunately, that wasn't enough to gain any more positions, so P8 finish. Still a really interesting race nonetheless. Again, a really long race, so besides this, I think it was longer than 1 hour. So with the qualifying, so if we do one of these races, so we would probably have time to do the next one, so in the next hour. So anyways, I hope you have enjoyed the race. So this was round 1, so I'll be back for round 2. And I will be back with the other videos as well, probably before that. So like I said, hope you have enjoyed, and also good luck for your races, so if you are racing, and I will see you again soon.